As you've seen in some of my other videos, I like finding free wood from the side of the road meant for the fireplace and rescuing it, turning into something I can use. I love wood. I don't want to see it get burned up, so I like to try to make it into something I can keep. A couple of weeks ago, I did an oak bowl video. You're seeing a bit of it on the screen right now. I'll link to it at the end of this video. This is another piece of that same log, only it's not as in good a shape. The bark's in really bad shape, so live edge is out, which I love. Such a shame. It's also kind of weirdly shaped, has this hinge piece at the top. My gut says there's some cracks inside. This all means I don't know what I'm working with until I get inside it. So bark off, faceplate on, spin it around, and see if this thing wants to be a bowl, a dish, a plate, or a piece of firewood after all. My first goal here is to really just make it round. I could use the bandsaw, but it's too big. I have kind of a baby bandsaw. So first, let's make it round and see what's inside and see what it is I have to work with, because I have no idea what's going to happen here. I'm starting to get towards a shape. You can see it's round. I've kind of got all the extra off from it. So I'm working my way in. I've still got a couple of flat spots on it. It's just, I find the shape to be really weird, and I really couldn't see a design for this yet. I will eventually figure one out, but I've still got some flat spots. I've still got some things to work out. Now I've got to kind of determine how much do I want to take off, because the top isn't flat. So I've got some stuff up there. And as you can see here, I've got two flat spots, but the top needs to be brought in a little bit, so I don't need to worry about all of them. That flat spot needs to come out, so I need to make it smaller. And that's just gonna make it more narrow at the top, so I kind of need to do it in a more controlled flowing manner. As you can see, this hump in the middle here started to come out. I kind of went with it because that's kind of what it wants to do. I think it should be a bead, not this, I don't know what it is. I do know I hate it. Another problem I have is I need to flip this around and reverse chuck it, and I need to chuck to grab the bottom. With the flare on this, the piece won't stay in the chuck, so I need it to at least be straight, if not a dovetail. So at this point, I think the bowl is too tall. I think it's also too plain. So my plan here is to add 2 or 3 beads right around that hump in the middle, try to disguise that a little bit and try to give myself a interesting taper on the bowl. And then decide later if I want to take the top lip and bring it down to touch the beads, or if I want to keep that top lip on there. But right now, I'm going for beads. I'm going to keep working that section because the arc, the OG part, is going to come off into a straight section, which is effectively kind of like the feature ring for the bowl, because it's going to be decorative, so it's going to grab your eye. So I don't want too much of a transition there. The bead will cover a lot of this up, but I got to be certain that I kind of have that right so that the bead kind of just slips in. I'm kind of happy with the overall shape. So now I'm going to break out my beading chisel. Is that what it's called? Beading chisel? And I'm going to add 3 beads right now. I don't know if I'm going to keep them, all of them, or if I'm going to bring the lip down. But starting off with 3 beads gives me something decorative in the middle, making it less boring. I'm going to drill for the token. I number all my bowls, so later if I give it away to somebody, they can go online, look it up, and watch the video for how their bowl was made. Oak is very open grain and it tends to tear, so I'm going to add some shellac as a sanding sealer. Then I'm going to move on to some sanding. Because of the beads, I don't want to power sand, so I'm going to sand the outside of this by hand, starting at 120, moving my way up to 220. Finished up the sanding. Seemed like it took forever. I'm going to turn it around, mount it in the Nova chuck so that I can hollow it out. I got to be mindful of the taper of the bowl. It kind of is straightish to the bottom of the beads. Then it takes that OG pattern in towards the center, towards the bottom. So if I just go straight down, I could go through the side there. So I kind of want to keep an even thickness of the wall and be careful that I match the inside and the outside taper. I'm having trouble getting the bowl gouge to kind of get around that corner, and I gotta be careful to keep away from the side. So right now I'm just kind of removing the bulk of the material from the middle. Then I will fine tune the taper on the inside to the outside. So I switch to the carbide. I'm gonna take the walls in a little bit, and I'm gonna remove that center part so I can get the tailstock out of the way and I can get in there and really get a feel for what's going on. With the center nub removed, I can now see what's going on and have a better feel. The bottom is too thick, the sides are too thick, but it gives me a lot to work with so I can match the inside and the outside taper. So I'm gonna make that bottom get to be close to where I want it to be, then I'll start working on the sides. When I first put the beads on and it was flipped around before I hollowed, I thought I was going to bring the rim of the bowl all the way down so that the first bead, maybe the second bead, was at the lip of the bowl. But as I see it here now the other way, I'm going to leave it as is, and I'm going to leave that space between the lip of the bowl and the first bead. I think it's still a little too big, but it's not as bad as I thought. But this is going to come back and cause me problems later. Okay, I finished the hollowing. I'm happy with the taper on the inside, the thickness of the walls and the bottom. So I'm going to add some shellac as a sanding sealer. Oak's a very open, porous grain wood, so I want to try to seal it up, stiffen it, the fibers up, so it makes the sanding easier. The shellac also gave us a little sneak peek of the grain on this piece of wood, and it's absolutely gorgeous, considering I found it at the side of the street. I'm going to power sand and hand sand from 120 to 220. But there's dark clouds on the horizon. I'm going to hit a problem here very shortly. We have a bit of an issue. As you can see right here, I don't know what happened. It kind of came out at the grain, and it's kind of torn up right through here and right through here to the point where I can get a piece of sandpaper down inside of that. I can't do it as much this way. I can. So it wants to kind of crack and it wants to kind of split. I'm thinking that I could try and sand it out. I don't think I'll be able to. So I'm going to get this piece here and I'm going to reduce this top to make this go away. Then I'll resand it. I don't think I have any choice. This is what the wood wants. I'm going to reduce it down to somewhere so I reduce this top lip down and just turn it away. I can't have it. It's going to sliver, it's going to crack. I can't fill it in. If I sand it too much, I'll get a thin spot, and I don't want that. So we're going to turn this down. I made quick work of reducing that rim down. I didn't want to go too fast. I didn't want to risk a catch because the grain's a little fragile there, but it went pretty fast. Now I have to say, once I reduced it, I did a little sanding to round it over. I kind of liked it better reduced. I think it's more, the proportions are better. It just looks better to the eye here. So I think this is better. I kind of like this came out. The wood told me what it wanted. It wanted to have a shorter piece there, and that's what it got. Mega jaws here. I got to see if I did any damage to the foot. So we need to disengage from this one. Hit a little bit. It's not too bad. You can kind of see it there. I got a little bit of play here. I can take a little bit off. With the bow flipped around and loaded into my mini mega jaws and the tailstock holding it in place so it doesn't hit me in the snot locker, I need to take just a little bit off that edge. The advantage to oak is it's very hard and the chuck didn't do a lot of damage, but I have a little bit of marks from the jaw there, just a wee bit. I'm going to knock those off real quick, do a little quick sanding, and then we'll move on to some Waterlux satin. So I'm going to add 3 coats of Waterlux, lightly buffing in between. Got to be really careful those beads. I don't want it to drip or have any problems in the center. So I got to be really careful how I add it there. But otherwise, it's just regular. Add it on, lightly sand, and then keep going until I got 3 coats on it. A couple of days later, I've got 3 coats of Waterlux on this off camera. I'm going to add the token to the bottom with some CA glue. Then we're going to move on, and I'm going to buff this with my Be All buffing system. I couldn't really sand well around the beads, and I thought that the buffer would get in better around them and give me a better finish for them because I thought they felt a little rough. I wasn't sure I did a good job at sanding those. So I'm going to buff these up first, and then this guy will be done. So standard, I'm going to go with the brown, which is the coarsest, then to white, which I think is called diamond, and then on to some wax, which will be the last coat. Now the inside was actually pretty smooth, but I kind of had the whole thing out, so I decided to just kind of do the inside too. So I'm going to do the same thing, only with a different pad so I can get in there. The bigger buffers won't get inside there. So I'll go from brown to white to the wax. It'll make it nice and shiny and real super smooth. I was pleasantly surprised by this piece of wood. I didn't think it was going to be this nice. I was wrong. My wife decorated as usual. There are her birds. You gotta love it. I am just kind of shocked at this piece. I like how the beads came out. I like how I put that piece above the beads. I like how I made it smaller. Here you can see some of the pattern there in the grain. That's my favorite view of this bowl. I'm keeping this one. This one's mine. Another one of my favorites. So please, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you next week.